Seem like the real thing, only to find mucho mistrust, love's gone behind. Once had a love and it was divine. Soon found out I was losing my mind. Seemed like the real thing, but I was so blind. Mucho mistrust, love's gone behind. In between, what I find is pleasing and I'm feeling fine. Love is so confusing, there's no peace of mind. If I fear I'm losing you, babe. Once had a love and it was a gaze. Soon turned out had a heart of glaze. Seemed like the real thing, only you'll find. Mucho mistrust, love's gone behind. Lost inside, adorable illusion I cannot hide. I'm the one you're using, please don't push me aside. If I fear I'm losing you, right on those true foolish lies. Once had love and it was a gaze. Soon turned out had a heart of glaze. It seemed like the real thing, only you'll find. Mucho mistrust, love's gone behind.
Clock strikes upon the hour and the sun begins to fade. Still enough time to figure out how to chase my blues away. I've done alright until now. It's the light of day that shows me how. And when the night falls, loneliness goes. Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. I've been in love and lost my senses, spinning through the town. Sooner or later, the fever ends and I wind up feeling down.
Welcome, everyone, to the Virtual Stab Comedy Theater. It's time for How Do You Get There? Please welcome to your screen, Stephen Ferris and Corey Behringer.
Hi.
Oh, we're on. Okay.
It's your show, Stephen. I don't want to take the reins here.
All right. Well, hey, everybody. I'm Stephen Ferris, and you're watching How Do You Get There, which is basically just an interview talk show where I'm going to have a guest, and my guest tonight is Corey Behringer.
Hello.
And there he is. And basically, I'm just going to, ask him for directions to different places that he's been. And he's going to give me the turn by turn. And, if he wants to go off on a tangent and describe scenery along the way, he can. And I'm just going to try to draw a map based on what he tells me.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to see how it comes out. And then we're going to try to interpret the results at the end. Maybe tell Corey's fortune or something like that. So,
can I ask a question right off the top?
Sure.
Is this something you have an experience with, like map making? Is this a passion, a hobby of yours?
Not at all, no.
Okay. What spurred this idea?
Well, Jesse was asking me, do you have any other ideas for doing shows, that would be simple to produce? And I didn't. And so I brainstormed a bit, and I asked one of my friends, and he was like, yeah, you got to have somebody on there. And I don't remember everything that we were passing around, but doing some sort of basic interview show seemed like the way to go. And the morning, did my sound just cut out?
No, I hear you.
Okay. My computer keeps saying it's like, oh, where'd your microphone go or something like that. But anyway, so I woke up the other morning and I guess I had been brainstorming it in my sleep, and I woke up still brainstorming it. And I was like, what was I going to call it before? I had another simple title before, but I don't remember what it was. But then I woke up and I was like, yeah, directions. Like, you got to ask people like how they got places, and because I think that's kind of, even if it's just your commute to work or something like that, it's kind of interesting. And I was like, then I'll draw a map of it. And I was like, that's it. I got really excited.
Yeah.
Immediately went on Facebook and told Jesse, I was like, this is what we're going to do.
And I wasn't fully aware, as I mentioned to Stephen. I thought this was going to be a segment inside a bigger talk show. I didn't realize.
That's fantastic.
I didn't realize this was the entire show, but I love that it is.
Yeah. It's an hour of this.
Well, we'll see how long it goes. And I mean, we're already 4 minutes in, and I have yet to begin to draw a map. So it may be a segment, really.
Yeah, and I, call me sentimental by all means, but, one could interpret the title to be, deeper than literal directions. How do you get there being this place that you've arrived at in a broader sense? How did any of us get where we are, But really, that's up to you, Stephen. That's up to you if you can pry those answers out of me.
I don't know. It sounds like Corey's bucking to co-host another show.
Well, I almost thought of getting Evan as a co-member of the show in some way and having him draw the map. But that would be a pretty interesting looking map, I think.
Yeah.
But I figured I'd just do it. I went to Waldorf, and they make you do all kinds of art and stuff there. So I can handle this.
I think you can do it.
Yeah.
You got a nice blue pen. Maybe show the people the pen you're working with. I was really struck by that pen.
Blue Sharpie.
Royal blue.
I bought a pack of colored Sharpies a while ago. I got blue, green,
yeah,
purple.
Nice.
Uh, yellow and orange.
Very cool.
One, I don't have that with me at the moment. And then it also came with this black one that
Standard, yeah.
I'm not sure if I'll use that. We'll see how many maps I draw,
Mhm.
and then we'll decide.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, let's get into this.
Cool.
Where was the last place that you went? And, it could be you walked somewhere, you drove somewhere, rode a bike.
The last place I went, I should say, is the last place that I came from, would have been the nearby poke restaurant, Aloha Poke.
Okay.
The sushi bowls. I had some of that. We picked up our dinner there tonight. So that's in the I forget the name of the supermarket center. It's basically the West Sac Target. I live in West Sacramento, so if you're at the Target in West Sacramento and you want to come to where I currently am, which would have been the last destination.
Real quick, what's the overall direction from the Target to where you are now?
The overall direction? That's what I was about to go into.
Okay.
Yeah, that's precisely the directions I was going to give
what
you.
part of the paper I should start the map on?
Oh, got you. I would say somewhere in the middle,
Okay.
because that'll leave some options for other areas that we can maybe go on to beyond the Target.
Well, I'm just going to say, this is going to be your route from the Target to where you are now. And then the next route, I'm going to change colors
Okay.
and draw a completely different map on top of this one. So it doesn't actually have to.
Okay. All
connect
right.
with this one.
Sure. All right. Cool. So
Unless-
yeah, I would say do it in the middle. Do it in the middle.
Okay. All right. So in the middle, that's Target.
All right.
All right.
You know what would be handy is if we also establish the compass on the page, so we have the same definition of north, south, east, west.
Well, I'm just assuming, the clip up here is north.
Okay, so that's exactly what I mean. I didn't know if you were going landscape or portrait.
I think I'm going to go portrait.
Okay,
It's easier
So-
to hold.
so in that case, we are going to be heading south for I don't know, the equivalent of maybe in a couple inches or so. That'll get us out of the Target parking lot. And then we're going to head east for quite a ways. It's a long stretch of Jefferson Boulevard. It's a very long road that gets us into sort of a rural area along the river. And we're going to take that for, probably about, I'd say 5 times or so the length of that first turn that we had. That first stretch.
I don't have that much space. I'm going to have to.
Okay. Well, you could just take it pretty much, till close to the edge of the paper. You can do
Okay.
that.
You never go
Near the
further
edge.
east than that?
Huh?
You never go further east than that?
No, because we're going to go east and then we're going to go south. We're going to hook around here because then we're going to go around and go back in that opposite direction, but down a ways first.
That's what I
Yeah.
have.
Okay, perfect. So,
Straight line, there's no curves or anything?
yep, just a straight line, but where you ended that line, we're going to go south again for about 2 inches maybe.
All right.
And then we're going to go west.
Okay.
And then very, very short space. We're going to make a right and then an immediate left for about an inch or so. and then park wherever you please, wherever there's parking available. That's where I live
Okay, so
currently until tomorrow.
something like that.
Yeah, close enough. There's a few more little zigzags, but that's the general idea of where I will be spending my last night here. Me and the future missus are moving tomorrow morning.
Right.
Yeah, if anyone's trying to look at this to find out where we live,
Right.
you're out of luck, pal. This
Yeah.
will not be current information as of tomorrow.
Okay, and then you won't be making this trip probably again.
Yeah, no, not that specific trip, because thankfully we now get to go a different route to our new place. We never have to go down that stretch of Jefferson again. It's not a very pleasant road. A lot of people have died on it recently.
Oh,
Yeah, a lot of cyclists. And yet the cyclists persist. They keep going down this dangerous road, even though there's like 2 different memorials currently up. And yeah, and the cyclists just ride on right past the memorials as if that couldn't possibly be them.
or maybe they've purchased plots along the street.
I mean, that's a pretty big maybe
Yeah,
in the scheme of maybes.
yeah.
So yeah, that's that was the last, or I should say, the most recent trip is that there. So
Right. And I would assume, I mean, people shop at Target a lot. You shop at Target, that's why you were there?
no, it's just the nearest landmark that I could give you some idea of where we were starting at. It's a shopping center with a bunch of other stuff in it too, and we got some poke bowls there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. All right. Well, let's change gears here, and
Okay.
I'll get a different color. A bit of green. And what's another place that you've been? Maybe a place that you went on a kind of a road trip, or
Okay.
I don't know if we have enough room for that, but I can compress it down, you know.
Yeah, exactly. We can, make it relative. The most recent thing that would qualify as like a road trip would have been a show we did in Chico. We did a show at Duffy's a few months back before, well, more than a few. Everything feels like a few right now, I feel. When we speak in terms of time right now, everything's been a few because
Yeah.
time is so wobbly and yeah. Anyway, so if we were going to be going to Chico from our, it would have been from this house. So I would say you could even start where, the general area of where we know my house was.
Okay.
And if you want to follow that the opposite way, so we're going to go follow it the first turn, basically, but we're going to go west rather than back around towards the target. We're just going to go different direction. And then
So we leave your place, you make a right, and then you make another right.
yeah,
Okay. And how far?
I'd say about 3 inches or so, and then a left, and then yeah. I mean, if we're compressing to make room for a trip to Chico,
I have more paper, but
yeah. I would say just follow it till close to the end of the page from there. Then do
no, that's south, because we went
um,
west and made a left.
oh, so that was west. All right, and then a left. Okay, well, we made a wrong turn. So, so we're going to have to go up a little bit because we're going to be going north. And then take north a long ways up. It's okay. Gas is still fairly cheap right now, cheaper than it was. So we're in good shape.
Okay, so I've gone north a bit there. First I went south.
Uh-huh. You're just plowing through some houses too, and we're getting dangerously close to a swastika. So let's do some squiggles, just to throw off the scent, because I'm sure there are some squiggles eventually. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah, I mean it follows that north for quite a ways. And I don't actually recall any sort of specific directions like once we really got to Chico. So, I mean, maybe you can just follow it till close to the edge of the page and then just a nice big circle around that, implying that the general area is Chico.
Okay. All right.
Sure.
Swastika now.
Yeah.
It's like a weird dude with a long neck.
Yeah. And some strange pouch. Perhaps organic.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. We'll need...
I am so curious what Jesse's process is right now. For like, you know, because I think we have similar minds as far as, you know, how to develop things and make them work. And I'm so curious how you think this can work.
Well, I see. I think one, Steven's a little too nice sometimes. I think he had a. I see where he's going. He has a very specific idea of overlays, not necessarily following the exact directions, but laying one path on top of the other, not exactly following back out from one direction.
Sure. Yeah,
so the idea of this path goes from northwest down to east, that encompasses the whole page, and this path goes like southeast to north. So.
Yeah.
Drawing the two lines on top of each other, not necessarily creating an exact map. So it's I see what's going on here, and it's I'm trying to work everybody's process at the same time.
Well, let's take a stab at that then. We'll like ask me another direction, and you decide where it starts on the page, rather than me saying, oh, maybe start it around here. No, you just you know, pin on the map. Like, that's where it starts.
Well, the reason I ask is just because I want to, you know, I don't want to start it right here on the left and then have it turn out that you were going west the whole time and have to, you know.
Well, you know what you could do in that case? Turn the whole thing around, and then it has new rules for what north-west, you know, what the compass is.
I guess I could.
And then just change, you know? Because the whole idea is just overlaying anyway, right? To kind of have some strange abstraction.
Well, yeah, but I want to try to get them as accurate as I reasonably can, you know. And I think it's reasonable to ask, you know, the overall course. Which direction.
Well, I think in that case, it would just maybe start in the middle every time. If you wanted to make a general, you know, a safe bet, so to speak, for having optimum room, maybe just start dead middle every time.
Okay. All right.
It's just one thought, you know, if that's a concern of being too far one direction.
Well, yeah, I know, but then now you guys are accusing me of being too nice. So
Love that accusations are flying. Listen, we're all on your side.
Achieve your vision, Stephen.
which side is that? You're all on my side, but is that over here or is that over here? I don't know. Okay. Are you working right now during the pandemic?
No, I'm being paid to stay home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm very, very fortunate to have a job that's covered by the state. So, yeah, and it doesn't look like it'll be anytime real soon that the programs will be opening up. I do transportation for special needs people,
Okay.
programs and everything, and obviously all of those programs are closed right now because they should be. They should not be open right now. Yeah, so very, very grateful and fortunate to because I don't know what predicament we would be in had I not had that security right now.
Mm-hmm. No, my dad does that too. I don't think he works for the state, but he does the same thing. He drives the van and
Oh, nice.
hauls them around. Yeah. So right now he has the van at his house, and he's kind of taking care of it, keeping it clean and all that.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So when you were working, can you tell me like what your commute would have been to get from your house to?
Yeah. So we would want to leave the house heading. Let's see, it would be heading south, and then we're going to be making a left from there, and that left is going to take maybe a couple inches, and then another left for a very long time. Not a very long time. I take that back. Probably more like, I don't know, close to 4 inches. And then it'll be a right from there, and you're gonna run out of paper. So don't even worry about that. Maybe at this point we'll just assume, relative, length and distance.
What I'll do,
So
I go off the paper, come over on the other side.
hey, I like that.
Okay.
Just
Okay,
gonna,
so
just
we're
gonna
gonna-
Pac-Man it.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna follow that along. This is basically the stretch of 50. We're going 50 east. No, yes, 50 east. We're on 50 east right now, and we're gonna take that for a pretty long stretch. We're gonna get off on Power In Howe. We're gonna make a right onto Power In, and at the there's a motel of sorts there. Don't recall what's called.
Right by the
But,
exit.
Yeah, right by the exit there. So we're gonna take Power In for probably about 3 inches or so, and then we're gonna make a left onto Fruit Ridge, making a left at the Chando's Tacos,
Okay.
and
That's like super close to my house.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
nice. It's a decent little area. I like that area because there's like pockets of like really nice little communities, it seems. Because at a glance, if you're just driving through, it feels kind of cold and barren. There's a lot of industrial stuff. Then you got like Rosemont, and like it's nice. Are you guys hearing a lot of echo? Because I was hearing echo from me.
I'm hearing a little bit of echo.
Now I think it's gone. I think it's fixed.
Ah. All right.
Whatever happened. Yeah. So then we're on Fruit Ridge. We're very close to where I work at this point. We're gonna be making a right into a parking structure, and then I'm at work.
And then you just park somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I drew this one in yellow, so it's a little bit harder to see. But
Nice. It's like pee.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fairly close, I think. All things considered.
I went over it with the Sharpie a few times to kind of darken it. But
Hmm.
that was the best I could do there. Okay, and oh, you know what? What do you usually listen to in the car?
Oh, a bunch of different stuff. Most recently, I've been listening to The Hold Steady. Just got into those guys. I've been enjoying that. The Hold Steady and a singer-songwriter from the late 70s, mid to late 70s, named Judy Sill, who I've become obsessed with.
What's their name again?
Judy Sill.
Judy Sill?
Yeah.
Okay.
She wasn't very successful, and she died of an overdose in '79. And just a very tragic case of someone who should be very, very famous, because she put out these two incredible albums and just the most beautiful music, but just for whatever reason didn't quite break through. But yeah, I strongly recommend her to absolutely anyone. People need to know about Judy Sill.
Okay. Well, I'll probably forget her name, but I can come back and watch this and find it again, or I can
You should.
just ask you. It might be easier.
No,
Um,
those
all right.
don't speak to lately.
Let's get a fourth thing. Where's a place that you've been driving to a lot lately?
Yeah, it would probably be taking Jacqueline to work at LeBou. Thankfully, we don't have much cause to drive a lot lately. We've been trying to do our best to stay inside. So for the most part, we pretty much just take her to work and then I come back. So we would head. We'd go south from wherever you would like to begin. We would go south, and then we would make a left for however you feel like going. Let's play with it.
Okay.
And then another left. And then we're going to take that left for a while, maybe about 3 inches or so. And then we're going to hop on the freeway, but just for a little bit, because we're immediately going to hop onto 5 from 50.
Which way are we going on?
So we're going to be going. So once we get onto 50, so that'll be a right onto 50, onto the the ramp. So we're headed east at that point, and then we immediately get on 5 south.
Okay.
And we take that for about 2 inches or so, and then we're gonna get off of the freeway. So we're gonna make a left, and that'll take us, over the overpass, and then we're on. I think that's Southland Park, or something. Sutterville. Actually, that's Sutterville.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on Sutterville there, and we're gonna take that until we get to Land Park itself, the actual park, and where the zoo is, and we're gonna make a right, and then that'll take us to LeBou. where you can park if you so
Okay.
please.
And you've got the Sprouts over there. I go to that Sprouts sometimes.
Yeah, it's pretty good Sprouts. You know.
Yeah. I've got this Lucky Habanero salsa that I really like.
Yes, they do have a good one. They
Yeah.
have really good salsas. I also like their cheese quite a bit. They got good cheese, and they have just good selection of meat stuff for their sandwiches because they get stuff from Boar's Head, which I'm a fan of. I think that's a good brand.
Mm.
Meats and cheeses in the deli or Boar's Head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't remember Boar's Head. Where did I used to get Boar's Head? Maybe they have.
Probably a deli.
Well, yeah, but it was a deli, but it wasn't Sprouts. It was maybe the market in Meadow Vista where I grew up has it.
Maybe.
Rayleigh's in Bel.
No, yeah, their like bigger one that they have as far as their premium meat is Columbus.
Right.
That's
right.
what Ray uses, Columbus, and some other brands too. But like that's the one.
Okay. Yeah, I think the Meadow Vista Market may have Boar's Head. It's part of the IGA market group, or it was. I don't know if that's changed names since. Yeah. So yeah, I've eaten Boar's Head before, and I think it was quite tasty.
Have you ever had a boar sausage? Like actual boar meat?
I don't think I have. No.
Quite good. That was my go-to pick on the rare times that we would go to Sprout, occasionally like before a show or something, a comedy spot. I would get that boar sausage. Ooh, real good.
Okay.
Real good.
All right. I haven't really been eating a lot of meat over the
As a
last.
choice, or just that's just the
Yeah.
way it happened.
I don't know. Over the last few years, I just I started to not like the way that pork tasted so much anymore.
I had that phase recently. Only very more recently have we had a little more pork, but for a good several years, I just kind of lost my taste for pork. I'd enjoy bacon now and then, but even that I didn't crave.
Yeah. Well, that I mean, there's so much
Right out.
salt and
Yeah.
other flavors that kind of overpowers it.
Mhm.
But it hasn't come back for me. I haven't. The taste hasn't come back, and it's even kind of spread to beef a little bit now. Where beef tastes a little bit weird to me.
Yeah.
And then what happened was, who was it who gave me that? I can't remember anybody's name right
Sick
now.
from something?
Huh?
Did you get sick from something, or
I didn't get sick. I keep what's his name? I borrowed a book. It was all about like going vegan and stuff like
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was got kind of into that. But I went totally. Well, I guess I didn't go totally vegan because I was still having like dairy and stuff like that. But then,
Going vegan at all?
huh?
Then you weren't going vegan at all.
More vegetarian.
There you go.
The reason I say vegan is because I was trying a lot of the other, things that they suggest to try, and I was buying some of the vegan products in the store and stuff like that, and comparing them. But yeah, I've gone back to chicken and shrimp and stuff like that, but still haven't really done the beef. And I've been trying the Beyond patties, and Trader Joe's even has their own brand of those now, and I like them.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of happy, just drawing the line at chicken and anyway. So yeah, we went on a little tangent there, and no map for that. So So we've got, what's another place? Do you have a, do you have just like a place that you've been going kind of for fun right now? Like I know for me personally, like I've gone out to a park by the river a few times and gone for a run out there. It's like a place to go, or even to pick and pull sometimes, just to get away, you know?
Nah, I mean, not really. There hasn't been a lot of fun outings. I guess the closest that we would get to that would be maybe I don't know. We've recently had like in and out, like as like an outing, like just to get out of the house. We'll go to In and Out and like, eat in the parking lot, not out of the car at all, which is just insane, and people do it. Yeah, that's probably the closest to. I know how sad that must sound, but I don't feel that bad about it because we should be staying inside. And I wasn't that outdoorsy to begin with. Although recently I did start fishing a little bit, so I did go to like a nearby fishing spot a couple times. I guess that would count as a getaway. So we can go to there. Let's go to. Forgot about that. So we would be heading south from my house, and then we're gonna make a left for an inch or so,
Okay.
and then another left for about four and a half or so inches. And then we're going to make another left, and that will be where we would park. But then if we want to get out of the car and take this trail on foot, we would then continue on along this left sort of a squiggly line, I guess. Where that fishing is, yeah, just kind of like a in to that left, that we turned off of, and then just around there, that's where I was getting some fishing done. Wasn't good fishing, but it was at least somewhere I could drop the line in the water.
Right, and that's the most important part. It's just
it really was
the
like
water.
Yeah. Like I hadn't in so many years that really was just about kind of feeling that motion again, and very relaxing.
Okay. All right. Well, let's add the In and Out one on here too.
Okay.
So make it add some more layers to it. Did
So
you
now-
catch anything at the?
Never.
No.
Yeah, but really, it's in this area, really like within, I'd say, 20 miles of Sacramento, you wouldn't want to even handle something you caught out of our rivers. It's just not good. Really not good. So it's just as well. So if we're going to In and Out, let's go south for a little bit from my house, and then we're gonna make a right. And we're gonna keep on that right for, I'd say, about 3 inches or so. And then we're going to make a left. That'll be onto Lake Washington Drive, I think that is called. And then we're going to be on that for, I don't know, a couple inches. And then a right. And then we're going to take that for probably about 6 inches. So if you want to come loop around or something on the paper, probably what you'll have to do. And then we're going to make a left. And take that left for just a couple inches. And then another left. And then we're going to loop that around so it'll be sort of a curve. And then that'll take us into the In-N-Out parking lot.
Which way does it curve? Because then you start out east. Does it head south or north?
So if we were going east at that point, and then we made a left into the curve, it's coming back around north.
Oh.
Curve is going north.
Because I had you going south, you make the left into the curve going east.
Whatever feels right.
Okay, I think so. Then it would curve. Which way would it curve then? If you start out east on the curve.
Oh, we started east on the curve? Oh, okay. Here's where we were mistaken. So we actually are starting south on the curve.
Well, so I had you going south, and then you made another left.
Okay, so I was picturing we were going east and then made a left.
Well, let's rewind. So you start out, going south.
Oh, are we starting at the beginning of this?
At the beginning, yeah.
Okay.
At the beginning, you're going south, right?
South, and then a right, so that has east.
So now you're going west. Right? You're going west. Then you make a left.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's west. And then a left. So that's got us. I don't know.
That's south again, right? That's
maybe I messed up because I had you go right after that.
I should just agree. I should just agree with whatever your assumption is. Why? No, this is my fault. Let me put this on me.
Let me show you.
Shame on me for trying to actually figure this out.
This is in the black now, so
no one is fact checking this. No one is going to be reviewing the tapes.
But we know.
Yeah, that works.
West.
Yeah.
South again.
Uh-huh.
And then I started to curve.
Okay.
I started curving south, but I don't know. Like, wait a minute, I might be wrong.
Boop. Just do that around there. Just how do I have it on here? All right, so we go. Yep, there we go. Yeah, perfect. There we go.
In and out, right here.
There you go. In-N-Out's right there.
All right.
You know what would also make this interesting?
What?
Is if instead of Sharpies, you did this all in watercolor. Like,
yeah.
as it's happening. Like,
Well,
that would add to the artistic merit.
just
and then it gets
oils.
all muddy and whatnot.
Yes.
I
Well, you
like-
just got to get watercolor paper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, true.
It's all about your proper mediums.
It would be very Waldorfian for sure.
Yes.
I liked the Sharpies because it's high contrast, so it'll show up nicely when I hook it up, and But watercolor could
Acrylic
work.
paint also might be fun. It's fairly cheap. It's acrylic paint, like acrylics. Like
Oh yeah, they can get pretty expensive. I mean, you can pay like
they can.
$10 for a tube.
But I mean, if you're just getting like the basics brand,
Yeah.
your primary colors.
yeah.
Talking to a guy who used to sell this stuff. This used to be my trade.
Well, how many years ago was that?
That was nearly 4.
Okay. Because last time I looked,
Oh, actually more than 4. More than 4.
I wanted to get some colors to paint an Apple logo on one of my computers and do the rainbow stripes like they used to have. And I was like, I'm not going to spend $60 on paint tubes that are $10 a piece.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it all depends on the sort of brand. I mean, and really, you wouldn't want to just use like acrylic on a computer or something. Is that what you're talking about? Like,
here's the deal. The Apple logo that I'm painting is clear. I'm just painting the back of it.
Okay.
And so it doesn't have to be super durable because the base is the part that's going to take any abuse.
Yeah. A lot of acrylics, though, are still going to be flaking over time. Like, if you were to have any sort of friction against them, like, it would probably flake off.
Right. Well, no, the back, it glues onto another panel, so it's sandwiched in.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
But what I ended up doing was I just went to the paint store and bought the sample $1 a piece, and I could get any color I wanted.
There you go.
And I already had colors that worked, so really I only ended up spending like, $15-20.
Nice.
And now I have a ton of it, so I could use those.
Yeah.
And I actually have I think I have 20 different colors of samples, which are very different colors because I use them to paint my leaves out here in the entryway and everything too.
Yeah. Nice.
A lot of options there. All right. Well, I could grab the red and we could add one more map on here if you want.
We got time. I mean, it looks like we got about 15 minutes till an hour, till
Right.
doing an hour.
Let me get that.
I mean, again, am I a fool for suggesting that? I don't know.
No. This is what we're here for. And now, Stephen, correct me if I'm wrong in my assumption of how you imagined taking the paths for these directions. So you have the page, and you want it to sort of fit on this page no matter how long or where it starts. So my guess is that you would want to ask up front, where does this trip ultimately go? Is it a starting south going northeast? Is it starting west going southeast, or that sort of thing, just so you can position your starting point so that you have the room to work? Is that how you sort of envisioned it?
Yeah, that was where I was trying to start, but Corey didn't really like that idea. He was like, start in the middle, start them all in the middle.
Testing the most simple option is what I was doing.
Well, because I think the idea hadn't gotten perfectly across. It wasn't creating a cohesive map. It was taking each of the routes and then overlaying them as different lines, not necessarily connecting. All right, we're going to keep starting from home, and then we'll start the one from. So I got where he was trying to go. I'm trying to convey that so that we know how to properly express it for the next episode, which will be tomorrow. This is a daily show now. So
put it in the books.
Right,
But no,
well, let's
for
get
future.
one more on there. Maybe we should just have Corey pick a place.
Sure. How about let's go to trying to think of kind of a different direction, kind of mix it up. Did you ever do Ben Rice's cutthroat comedy thing at Hussock's, like a tap room?
Does it have a lot of bicycles hanging in it?
No.
Oh.
No, but yeah. So we're gonna go to this restaurant. It's in Clarksville. Yeah, it's Clarksville. It's fairly nearby. We're gonna go. We're gonna be going south along the river route, and kind of has a nice gradual curve towards the east, so it's going to be kind of curving around that way, still heading south, but it has a curve towards east, and probably a curve for about 5 inches or so, and then we're going to be making a right. And it's a very quick turn to a left. And I'm going to be taking that for another few inches or so. And then a right. And
A pause every time you go right or left because I'm like, wait, I have to like turn myself.
Yeah.
All right.
and and then we park.
Oh, okay.
We reached our destination. There's Essex. I think that's what it's called. Pretty sure that's what it's called.
All right.
Nice.
Then I'm out of colors.
How does it look?
That's the final result.
Right on. Right on. What do you think that says about me?
I'm not sure. No, whatever it's saying about you, it's saying it through my interpretation.
If you have an interpretation, though, shouldn't you know what it says about me? That's what the word interpret means.
But I haven't interpreted it. I haven't interpreted its meaning consciously. I've interpreted
Okay.
its shape consciously.
So you are just merely the vessel. This is like automatic writing, except you were consciously deciding. So it's not automatic writing at all.
Well, I think that's an accurate description. It might not always stay that way. Eventually, I may come to have an interpreted meaning of it as well.
Doesn't necessarily have to be figured out now. I mean, Stephen can post the picture later with with this interpretation.
I know. I guess that's a bit of. You go.
I think it works.
They draw your chart, and then they don't even know what it means. Well, you know what? I'll say this. I think this means you're going places, Corey.
Well, there we go. Well, this was a hoot. I'm glad you had me on. This was fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tomas. He's the one that loaned me the vegan book.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Well, I suppose is that our show? It might be. We got a map. I drew a map, and we talked about how you get to different places. And in the beginning, I know we talked about how this could be thought of as how do you get to different places in life. But maybe getting to different places in life really isn't as metaphorical as you might think. Maybe it's actually quite literal, and it really is just physically going to these different places on the map. Maybe that's how you get there, is just by being there. And
I just want to point out the it's not irony. It's just the maybe how appropriate it is that a show with a concept like this, you would also name, like, unintentionally reference the Peter Sellers film Being There, which very apropos, I feel, to just a lot of what's happened is just Chauncey Gardiner, and yeah.
Yeah, I saw that movie a long time ago, so I don't really remember very much of it. I'll have to watch it again.
You oughta. I think you get a lot out of it.
Okay. I've been going through the Pink Panthers.
Oh yeah, those are a big part of my childhood. I love those movies.
I think the best one seems to be The Return of the Pink Panther.
Yeah, that is a great one.
And then
You know what I actually enjoyed, which a lot of people hated, was Son of Pink Panther. With, what's his name?
Roberto Benigni, isn't it?
Yes, Roberto Benigni.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was fantastic. I mean, he just is a wonderful, wonderful actor, and he did it perfectly. That was a fun movie.
All right, I have that on my queue. Or no, it's not part of the set. I bought a 6-disc set, and it has Shot in the Dark, Pink Panther, Return of the Pink Panther, Revenge of the Pink Panther. I don't remember what the 5th one is. And then there's the one that they made after he died using footage and whatnot. And then they go around giving interviews, and they have David Niven come back to play what's his face. And I guess they had to. David Niven was so old and he could barely talk, so they had to overdub his dialogue with somebody who did David Niven impression. Yeah.
That's very sad. At least it's an easy impression for most people to do.
Right. But I don't know, he was walking around and seemed happy to be there, so. Yeah. But all right. Well, I'm not sure. I'm never good at ending shows, but I mean, that's pretty much it. And thank you, Corey, for being part of this experiment tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Jesse at Stab, for allowing it, and even prodding it along. So very thankful to have something different to do on a Friday.
Yeah.
And just sit around and watch kung fu movies.
Wait, that was an option? We could have done that instead?
Well, I've been watching this Legend of Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Which is, have you seen any of that?
No. But yeah.
It's, they take license with a lot of stuff. It's basically like a high school drama show.
Yeah.
But with kung fu. But it's not bad.
Yeah. I've been considering, like, since Twitch is an Amazon property, they promote like watch parties and stuff. I've been considering trying to figure out how to do some sort of movie watch party thing. So we can maybe kick that around. We're just workshopping stuff here now, guys.
Yeah. No one's watching, right?
Yeah.
This is just a Zoom call.
People are just sticking around now. Maybe this is when the credits would be rolling.
The ones that are here are serious about being here. So
Robert Best on there still, or?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen Bob in a little while. All right, Stephen.
I think my friend George was on.
What's that?
Planning to be.
What were you saying?
I think my friend Joy was planning to watch. I don't know if she did.
We've got Steven, of course, because Steven's here for everything because he's the best of us. And some other people, some David, some other folks that you would recognize. But yeah, I'll let you go. Thank you, Steven. I'm always, hopefully I'm always down for anything you bring to the table.
Okay.
And if we want to work this out and do it again, I'm down. If you want to bring something else, you are always welcome.
Okay. Well, yeah, I enjoyed this. I think I will do it again.
Awesome. Well, then we'll figure out. We'll work some more kinks out, and we'll figure out another date for it. And yeah, there you go, everybody. Get ready to find out how to get there again. All right, that's the stuff for tonight. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Corey. Join us in the morning. Well, I guess technically it's afternoon, 1 p.m. SpecScript will be simulcasting our SpecScript friends out of Portland, and then 7 o'clock Dregs of Craigs. But otherwise, that's it for the night. I'm gonna transition this all nice and silky smooth. Oh, fading that music in. All right. Good night, everybody. Good night, Stephen. Good night, Corey.
Good night.
Good night, everybody out there. We'll see you in the morning, afternoon. You know what? Just go to bed.